Hi there. Oops. Hi there. Rick Geha, of course. And just wanted to do a Facebook Live. Hadn't done one in a long time, and I thought, what better time to do it when when the world is going through what it's going right now, going through what it's going through right now, and we're all learning a whole different norm. And about 2 or 3 weeks ago, my wife got pretty darn sick. They would not test her for the virus, but as it turned out, she most likely had the virus and was able to beat it. And then I got pretty sick right after her and went to the doctors last Tuesday. And they said, you've got some serious symptoms, but you're healthy otherwise. So we're going to save the tests for the first responders and medical professionals and just send you home to take good care of yourself. So, and I followed the instructions, was using Robitussin and Tylenol at the instructions of the doctor, and it did get pretty worse. It got to where by Friday I was having a lot of trouble not coughing and not getting rid of the fever, and was pretty exhausted all the time. And so Saturday went in and got the test for the coronavirus. The doctors called me and they didn't say that they were going to give me the test or not. They just said, you need to come back in. And I went back, they gave me the test, and then they said it would be 5 to 7 days, but it only took 48 hours. They called yesterday morning and said, you in fact do have the coronavirus. Saturday and Sunday, I pretty much slept most of the day, and a lot of coughing. Was able to keep the fever down with Tylenol. And then Sunday, didn't have a fever actually all day Sunday. Was pretty tired still, and took several naps throughout the day. In fact, the majority of the day I was sleeping. And then of course yesterday I did some work, quite a bit of work, took a couple of naps in between, but didn't have a fever. And today is my third day in a row with no fever, and feeling much better. The cough, my wife says I still look pretty tired. Today I started work at about 9:45 and haven't stopped, which is unusual. It's my first day since last Thursday that I didn't take a nap. So feeling pretty good about that. So that's the update on the coronavirus thing. I think a lot of people from the reactions I've gotten from friends, that a lot of people feel like if you have the coronavirus that you are devastated and destroyed. And I think that's been the case for some people. It hasn't been the case for me. My wife was pretty well knocked out for several days, but she's completely cured 100%. She's doing her workouts. She looks amazing, feels amazing. She hasn't had a symptom in almost a week now. And I feel like I'm kind of on the back side of it. The reason I say this is I feel like I was an arrogant son of a bitch. My wife and I travel quite a bit. And I think there's a lot of people like me out there that are arrogant and think they're bulletproof. And, the doctor still thinks that it was either our flight to or our flight home from Cancun back in early March. But I can tell you that I have obviously a huge respect for the medical profession and the first responders and all of those people that are putting themselves out there on a daily basis. Even my son Joey, who is a reporter, having to go to Hayward, California, to report on the testing area, the site where they're doing testing for people with a 100.4 degrees or higher temperature. I think the biggest thing that I want to do is to dispel any rumors that this must knock you on your ass for good. It doesn't have to. Casey and I are pretty healthy eaters, and we work out, not as religiously as a lot of people, but we still take pretty good care of ourselves. So I think that's something important. I think more importantly, I'm not in any better position or worse position than anyone else. And I'm sure I know of friends of mine who have friends that were younger than me who got the virus and passed away. Obviously, I'm very grateful to God for my strength and for taking good care of myself and for eating healthy so that I could put myself in this position. I think the other thing is that I think it's very important at a time like this that we remember that we're all connected by one thing, and that's humanity. I really got a slap in the face today. It felt like it. And remember, my wife said this on a post recently. She said, we're meaning-making machines. You know, nothing means anything unless you decide it does. But I have this thing about going into Facebook every single day and wishing every single person that's birthday it is happy early birthday. I try to do it ahead of their birthday. And then I wait to see what the response is. And one of the birthday wishes I sent came back with, thanks, and I'm very happy at, and they named the name of their company. And I said, question mark, very happy for you, ... And then left it at that and got a message back saying, well, aren't you with KW Realty? And I texted back, I said, no, haven't been with them for 5 years. And she went on a little bit of a rant. And I just said, hey, I don't know what happened. I just wished you happy birthday. I don't really care what company you're with, or it doesn't really matter what company I'm with. I just want to wish you happy birthday. I do it every single day to everybody. She went on to say that, well, I didn't want you thinking that I was open to being recruited. And again, I said, happy birthday, enjoy your day. It really threw me off. And then I thought, wow, I shouldn't make anything of it because it was just whatever she was going through, not my problem. And I think that that's something that we have to remember about this time in our lives, that everybody is going through something, and what it is not any way in the world that you're going to be able to understand it. Plus, it's not your business to understand it. It's just going to be our business to be patient and kind and humble. My wife and I joked around about that when we first moved into this house that we've been in now for 8 years, that the lady next door, this house is the house her grandfather used to live in. So her dad grew up in this house. So the lady next door that lives behind us was, not always super friendly when we first moved in. But man, when you drive around the corner in front of her house, there's a big sign. And on the sign, it says, in a world where you can be anything, be kind, right? So it just goes to show you that people do really have love in their hearts. And this is our time to make that difference, right? We just got word that the lockdown is going to go till, April 30th, May 3rd, whatever. What I want you to be thinking about is how many people can you touch in that time? And I don't care what your industry or profession is. How many relatives have you not talked to? How many have you not forgiven, right? Have you forgiven yourself, right? Think about, this is the time to forgive and accept and surrender and trust. This is your time. This is our time to do that. And yes, most of us, almost everybody I know has their income threatened right now, but you're staying home so you can spend a lot less money, and things are not going to be in your control. They are not in your control. So surrender to the things that are not in your control and deal with the things that are in your control, right? Figure out ways for you to get you to where you want to go. All right. I don't know what that is for you. Hi, honey. Come and say hi. Oh, you okay?
Death by the
she almost
Sorry, I changed the mood.
That's all right. She almost killed herself on something here. So
don't leave things like this on the floor. Note to self. What the heck?
Yeah.
Okay,
anyway, love you.
Love you.
So anyway, that's my only bit of advice that I wanted to share with everybody, is that it really is the best time ever to put the world and others ahead of yourself. And the more you find yourself struggling, the more you need to reach out to other people, because you will find beauty and compassion and a reason to be the most amazing version of yourself through the reaching out, right? Bill Gates's, I don't know, Bill Gates's thing went all viral, and it was very well said. It's just, this virus is just a reflection of us and how we treat ourselves and how we treat the world. So it's time to make a difference. So that's all. I mostly wanted to do this post so that people could get an idea that having it is not necessarily final or fatal. I'm in the middle of it. I feel like I'm on the downhill slide. I do feel pretty exhausted today. And, I got to be able to understand that I don't control that, and that if I just take care of myself, probably by this weekend, I'll be back to 100%. I love you all. Thank you for the support I've gotten. I've gotten tons of it where I didn't even know people knew. So just go out, make a difference from where you're at in your home. And you'd be surprised. There's so many ways to do that. Take care. Talk to you soon.